Okay, so this is an Altoids Tin survival kit that I made about 5 years ago. And I was looking through my gear and I found it. I forgot that I even made it. So I just wanted to make a video and go over what was in here and then use the 10 C's of survivability that Dave Canterbury developed to go over the contents of this and to see how it can be improved and if there's anything to add or take away out of this kit. So here we go. This is just a regular size Altoids tin with 2 rubber bands on it. That's what keeps the lid on, because without it the lid pops up. You can see that. So inside the kit I've got 3 more rubber bands. These are just, it says asparagus on them, so they came from an asparagus produce. So I'm going to lay all this out and you can see how much stuff I can actually store in here. So 3 rubber bands. This was a jingle bell. I don't know what it came off of, but it's like a noisemaker. You can put it on your backpack, dangle it from you, and this would be for like rescue. It's just a noisemaker that's constantly going instead of a whistle. If you don't have a whistle, this will just be making noise while you're walking. So next is this piece of straw, or a plastic straw, like a drinking straw, and I filled it up with Neosporin, and then I burned the edges and pinched it together so it was a sealed container. So you just have to snip off this edge with scissors or cut it off with a knife, and you get some Neosporin or an antibiotic cream, and then wrapped around it is some dental floss. And I heard that dental floss, you can use it to stitch up a wound if you get like a cut or a laceration on your arm. And the dental floss weighs nothing, and it's easy just to wrap around this thing, so it doesn't take up much space at all in this kit. Next, I've got 5 toothpicks. They don't weigh a lot, and I just stuck them in there because I had them. I don't really see a use for it because there's sticks everywhere, but I had some, and so I just stuck them in there, I guess. Next is this string. This is just cheapo Walmart string that's, you can pull it and it'll break. It's probably not what you're looking for in a survival situation, but it's some kind of cordage, so there's that. I put 2 earplugs in here, and I like to put earplugs in my survival kits because you can put them in your ears at night while you're sleeping. It'll help you get to sleep. And also, most of the heat that you lose comes out of your head, and most of that's out of your ears. And so that's why wearing a beanie hat, you know, that covers your ears, is a good idea in like cold weather. And so these earplugs, at least this is the idea, will keep heat inside of your head and keep you warmer during the night because it's plugging your ears and keeping that heat in. I always keep these in pretty much all my survival kits because they're very light and they're small. Next is these little cotton swab things for, I think they came from a dentist, where they stick them in your mouth so they stop bleeding or something like that. But these are good for fire tinder. It's pretty much just a compressed cotton ball. Next is a little roll of electric tape. It's maybe 10 feet worth of tape. I've got a mini Bic lighter. This one's orange, so it's easy to see if you drop it. I've got a button to sew up clothes for repairs. 2, 3, 4, 5 safety pins, which can be used for fish hooks on tiny little fish because these things will bend because they're pretty flimsy. I've got some Strike Anywhere matches, 10 of them, and then I also have the little strikers that come on matchboxes just for a place to strike them. They are Strike Anywhere, but I put that in there just in case. Then here's this tiny little multi-tool. It comes with pliers. It's got a Phillips screwdriver head. Looks like a leather, nope, that's a flathead screwdriver. Let's see what else. Tiny little knife blade. A punch. A file for nails. And then another flathead screwdriver. But this thing's pretty small, it's cool. I think it was given to me by a friend for a birthday present or something like that. But it fits perfectly in this little tin. Next is a coffee filter. This can be used to filter out water. It's not going to take out any bacteria or anything, but it'll filter out dirt. Tin foil. You can make a little container out of this, like a bowl for storing water or cooking in. You'd probably like catch a fish and you could wrap it in that and cook in it. And then I got 2 Band-Aids with Neosporin or antibiotic on them already. And these things they're a little bit bigger than your standard Band-Aid, but they fit flat in the bottom there. And then on the lid, I have 2 needles, sewing needles, electric taped onto the lid. And so that kind of stays out of the way. So let's go over the 5 C's and then we'll go over the 10 C's of survivability by Dave Canterbury. First is a cutting tool. In this kit, you have that cutting tool from the knife blade in this little tiny multi-tool, which is very, very small. And I tried to get it as sharp as I could, but it's very small. You can see with my fingers how small that is. Obviously, if you're going into the woods or something, or hunting or whatever you're doing, you'd probably carry some other kind of cutting tool, like the pocket knife that I have on me at all times, or the belt knife that you have on your belt. But for this kit, that little tiny blade could do some kind of work. You could probably gut a fish with this, but it's not going to be any kind of shelter building or chopping or anything like that. Next is a combustion device. And obviously we have the Bic mini lighter, and then these 2 cotton balls here, or compressed cotton swabs or whatever they are. This isn't a waterproof container, so I would probably want to get some kind of a waterproof container, maybe like dip these in wax or something, and so the wax will make these waterproof. You could also probably, when you put this kit in your pocket or something, when you're going out into the woods, put the kit inside of a sandwich bag, and that'll keep the, hopefully that'll keep the contents from getting wet. But I'd want to waterproof these somehow. So we got cutting tool, combustion. Next is cover, some kind of cover that could be clothing or a shelter. There's no cover in this kit here. It's hard to fit a shelter or clothing in this tiny little tin, but maybe I could figure something out. So we struck out on the cover in this kit. A container is the 4th C. Container for preferably boiling water in. This tin is pretty small. You could probably get 1/4 cup of water in this tin. And since it's metal, you can boil in it, but 1/4 cup is not very much. We have this tin foil that you can maybe make a bowl out of to boil water in, but this might rip or tear or something. This is probably your best bet for boiling water. It's very small and you're not going to get a lot of water, but it's something. So we'll count that as a container, and we'll throw that in there too. Cordage is the 5th C. This cheapo Walmart string is junky. I wouldn't want this tiny little amount to rely on. I'd probably put some kind of paracord in here. Maybe what you could do is, when you put all this in here, wrap paracord around the outside of this tin, and that could probably give you at least 15 feet of cord, maybe 10 feet. But that would be better than. But it's corded, so I'll count it in this. All right, so that's the 5 C's. For the 6th C, Dave has a candle. There's no candle in here. You can get those little wax candles, and like that you put in a pumpkin during Halloween, and that might be a good idea to put in here. One of those wax candles, and that'll take care of that 6C. 7 is cotton bandana. I don't have a cotton bandana in here. A cotton bandana could probably be folded up and put in here. I'm probably going to have to make a 10C Altoids Tin Kit. But a cotton bandana could probably be folded up and put in here. But I don't have that, so that's a mark off. Compass. I don't have a compass in here either. You can get fancy compasses. This little button compass comes on I put it on a wristband so you can wear it on your wrist while you're hiking or hunting. That's what my dad did, and so that's what he gave us when we were younger, was these compass bracelets, so you always had that compass on you. Taking this compass off of the wristband and sticking that little button compass inside this kit would probably be a good idea, and that'll take care of that 8th C there for a compass. Cargo tape is the 9th C. The only kind of tape I have is this little electrical tape, and a small roll of duct tape will probably be better, and Gorilla Tape I know is tough and it's also flammable, so that would also be a combustion device. So I'd probably replace this with a small roll of Gorilla Tape, and that'll take care of the cargo tape. The 10th C is a canvas or cloth sail needle. And so, like I said, on the lid of this tin, I have 2 sewing needles. They're just small sewing needles taped to the lid. A cloth sail needle is about that long, and it's like a heavy-duty needle used to sail or sew canvas or cloth sail. But I could probably tape one of those on the top of this lid here, and that'll take care of that 10th C. The rest of this stuff, oh here, I forgot about the matches in the combustion. So we'll put these matches in the combustion pile. But all the rest of this stuff is not part of the 10 C's, but it's something good to have. This thing's really light, this coffee filter, and it'll filter out the dirt of your water. These bandages don't take up a lot of space and just fit right in the bottom there. So I'd probably keep those. But the rest of this stuff, I'd probably keep this too. This Neosporin is good for taking care of wounds, so you don't have a infection. But the rest of this stuff I'd probably get rid of. I'd probably take out of this kit and keep this stuff here. I'd replace this string with a different kind, probably paracord. And then for that candle, the cotton bandana, and then the compass, I'm going to try to figure out a way to put those in this kit, and I'm going to make a 10 C's Altoids Tin survival kit, and I'll make a video on that also. So that was just a rundown of this kit that I made 5 years ago. Hopefully it gives you some idea of what you could put in these Altoids tins and just how much stuff you can fit in one of these tins. And I'll come back again with a new and improved 10 C's Altoids Tin Kit. So thanks for watching.